I'm a woman. I'm black. I'm a citizen of the world. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm a chief executive and author. I'm a gratefully recovering alcoholic. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Every part of me is beautiful. I'm a work of art. I'm a masterpiece. All that I am, I know because of turning the power of curiosity within. Curiosity, defined as a strong desire to know or learn. Have you ever wanted something so badly, yearned for it so steadfastly that it almost physically ached? Maybe more money, a promotion, a new job, a relationship? And then once you achieved it, finally held it in your hands, you found you didn't feel nearly as joyful as you thought you would. The things, the connections, the achievements that we seek outside ourselves are most fulfilling when they resonate with that true self within. And it's only by seeking to know that self that we become empowered to better inform our dreams. And once those dreams made manifest, they have the best chance of bringing joy and fulfillment. By seeking to know ourselves, we're fueling our light, that energy that animates, lighting paths that may have once been dim. I know, this is sounding super woo-woo, and the idea of turning curiosity within is much easier said than done. Trust me, I get it. You see, for as long as I can remember, I've been curious. Curious about life and all things contained within it and around it. Though I didn't always voice them, I was that kid that asked so many questions. So early in my academic career, I firmly believe that science and math chose me because they gave me the tools to answer so many of my questions. Tools that I used to learn about the world around me. They satiated, if only for a fleeting moment, my curiosity. Growing up, my curiosity remained focused outside myself for the most part. But the two most significant inflection points in my life happened when I turned the power of curiosity within, seeking to know myself. I call them inflection points because they're the moments where the trajectory of my life was forever and completely altered, one being far less painful than the other. The first happened in college. So my early career aspirations were pediatric neurosurgery. You see, I had watched Dr. Ben Carson in the 4th grade accept an award for being the first to successfully separate Siamese twins from the cranium. He was black, he was sharply dressed, he was articulate, and being awarded for this massive scientific feat, a seed of inspiration was definitely planted. And it grew. It grew through geometry, chemistry, advanced placement calculus, and physics. It grew through STEM programming at local universities. It grew through college applications, college acceptances, and rejections. It grew all the way up until sophomore year at Georgia Tech, when I became curious as to why it had been planted there in the first place. So, one day, while I was waiting for my next class to start, I decided to turn the power of curiosity within, mentally standing on the precipice of that first inflection point. Seated on that bench, I had a chat with that strong-willed little 4th grader, and I asked her why. Why did she want to become a pediatric neurosurgeon? Her response was swift and to the point. She wanted to help people, she wanted to make a very comfortable living, and she wanted to wear scrubs, which are essentially pajamas, to work every day. Now, although those reasons still resonated as a college sophomore, I could think of so many other paths that could get me there. So, after much reflection and conversation with that little 4th grader within, I decided to switch my major from biology pre-med to chemical engineering. And it was a tough decision because I felt like I was letting that little 4th grader down. Her and all those people she had told about her dreams for all those years. But after my first internship with a research firm doing carbon combustion vapor deposition on semiconductors, I knew I had made the right decision. I knew because of the joy that I felt when I was in that internship. See, by seeking to learn me, I was becoming better and better able to seek a reality that brought joy and fulfillment. What I sought outside myself began resonating more and more with my truest essence, this masterpiece within, and in turn, nurtured its evolution. And the more I learned about myself, the more life experience and knowledge I wanted to attain. My curiosity was breeding curiosity. I became specifically curious about the great scientists, innovators, and engineers of mankind. I was mesmerized by the sheer brain power of these individuals. Individuals like Sir Isaac Newton, Einstein, Marie Curie, and this gentleman. Now, for those of you who don't recognize that serious yet sweet demeanor, that's Leonardo da Vinci. Though most know him for his prolific artistic works, he was not only an artist, he was an engineer. He was an engineer that wielded the power of curiosity in both his external and internal worlds. Though commissioned on 2 significant works in his hometown of Florence, he decided to leave for Milan at the age of 30. He knew himself and continually sought an environment that rang with what felt most true. I felt like his curiosity bred curiosity. The more he learned about himself, the more he wanted to know about the world around him. After stepping foot in Milan, his career flourished, but this is by far one of his most significant masterpieces. Now, I've seen the Mona Lisa with my own eyes, and to be fair, I would have walked right past it if it wasn't for the hordes of people surrounding it. It's a very small and unassuming work. But that said, this piece was transformative, eventually inspiring a shift in the way that portrait paintings were done. It was transformative for several reasons, but 2 in particular. The first, Da Vinci painted his subject in front of an imaginary landscape. Now, this in and of itself was rare in those days, but he actually painted it from an aerial perspective. And this is because of his mastery of lighting, shading, and geometry. The second, many in the art world would go on to argue that for the first time, the artist had managed to capture the soul of a 2-dimensional subject. Leonardo had created this masterpiece, painting in such a way as to capture soul through a canvas by seeking to know himself. Through the power of curiosity, he came to embrace his passion and talent, not only for art and poetry, but for science and math. Through the power of curiosity, he came to know his ever-evolving masterpiece within. And armed with that knowledge, he was guided to create a masterpiece in the Mona Lisa. I believe we all have a masterpiece within. It's the truest, most authentic essence of us. And by seeking to know it through meditation, journaling, self-reflection, or a myriad of other introspective practices, we become purposefully guided to seek those things that will resonate with what feels most true to that essence, that ever-evolving masterpiece. I shared one inflection point in my life, and now I'll share the second. The most significant and by far most painful. Isn't it curious how we're invited to learn so much about ourselves in our darkest hours? Well, the dawn of my darkest hour, though still seated, I was far from the bench of a beautiful metropolitan collegiate campus. Rather, I was on a cold concrete slab next to a stainless steel toilet bowl with no lid. The dawn of my darkest hour occurred in a jail cell. See, shortly after pivoting my professional career pursuits in college, I started a brand new career, drinking. And boy, oh boy, was I good at that career. I'm telling you, if career drinking had titles like those in corporate, I would have made VP by my junior year, president by my senior, and CEO less than a year after graduating. My drinking began as it does for many young, aged college adults, as a means of fitting in, letting go of inhibitions, and really just breaking free from the ever-watchful eyes of parents. But after graduating and entering adult life, my drinking became more of the rule than the exception. My drinking became the only way that I felt comfortable in my own skin. But in that comfort, I stopped seeking to know me. I stopped learning me. My curiosity didn't diminish, it just remained focused to my external world. And in doing so, I was seeking a reality that I thought painted the picture of success, right? The money, the powerful connections, the relationships, all the pretty shiny things. I sensed that there was something more, that I wasn't living a truly fulfilled life, but I consistently chose drinking and numbing out over earnest self-reflection. Astonishingly, my professional and drinking careers flourished. Well, that is until they didn't. After a long night of drinking, one like hundreds, if not thousands, like it before, I was arrested for DUI just a quarter of a mile from my house. Sitting in that jail cell, as the drunken haze dissipated, inviting in all the shame and the guilt, I decided once again to turn curiosity within, and I asked myself, why? Why had I, a successful corporate executive, just been arrested? That night in jail passed. My day in court passed. The additional court-ordered 24 hours in jail passed. But that insatiable curiosity to know me did not. After several weeks of sitting with myself in full sobriety, feeling the immense weight of time in my hands, questioning and pleading, I embraced my alcoholism. And eventually, my thirst for booze diminished, and with it, my thirst to know me was enhanced. I haven't had a drink since that fateful night over 6 years ago. With every passing day, I'm becoming more and more in tune with this essence, this true essence that is me, this masterpiece. It's complex, it's messy, it struggles, it's faulted, yet perfect in its imperfections. I filled thousands of pages of journals steep in self-exploration. I am purposefully guided to allow this light, this energy that I feel within, to inspire itself from another. Because of continually seeking to know myself, my light burns brighter than it ever has, lighting paths to the connections, the milestones, the achievements that bring true joy bubbling to the surface. Today, I stand grateful and proud to embrace that I am a woman. I am Black. I am a citizen of the world. I am a chemical engineer. I am a chief executive and author. I am a gratefully recovering alcoholic. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. So, what about you? How are you wielding the power of curiosity? Are you seeking to know you? If not, allow my words to be your invitation. And if and when you choose to accept, trust that every part of you is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa. Every part of you is beautiful, and you'll finally see you're a work of art. You're a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece. Thank you.